Day 89, the 28th of June, still in Baku, still with Phil and Carol, on the way back to the Uzbekistan embassy to see what's happening with the visa. No visa yet, but we're heading to the city to go to the bank to pay for the visa in the hope that that will speed things up, so hopefully. And it's very, very hot still. Very, very, very hot. We're saying goodbye today to Josephine and her stepdad, and they're leaving. We've all just had some food over here, but I've been super lazy with filming today and I've just eaten 2 ice creams, so I thought I'd better put something in the vlog, eh? We wish these guys safe travels. They're gone. Adios. And now what are we doing? Got to say something because I've got to fill the blog up for the next 5 minutes. Can I have a look at the old town?
Have a beer.
Have a beer. Very enthusiastic man, but with a great idea. Yeah?
Have a couple of beers before we go back to the embassy. I see 1 beer now.
Couple of beers. This sounds better. What cycle tourers do when there's nothing else to do in the city is come and have a beer. Sit on Wi-Fi. Very expensive. Well, £2.50, but I suppose.
Bloody expensive.
Never keep an Englishman happy. Beer's done. We're back at the Uzbekistan embassy because hopefully Amund is picking up his visa. Hopefully. We shall see. Embassy was still a bust. No further with it. Just got to keep going back every day and pestering him until I get it. And now I'm looking at the the least detailed map of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, because I still cannot get hold of a map. But I got this general map, but it's just not very detailed. I mean, it doesn't have roads and stuff. I'm writing towns on it, but I'd like one that shows like the roads and infrastructure a bit better. So just having to put up with this for a while. And I've replaced the phone with the GoPro today. The GoPro's going to do all of the vlogging because last night I updated my phone, and when I did the update it continuously crashed the phone this morning. Look at this tree, crazy. Interesting. Formula 1 track that still hasn't been taken down. It's on the side there. And we're walking into Fountain Square to go and visit the International Bank of Azerbaijan so that Amund can pay the visa fee and go and collect his visa this morning, because somebody's visa is ready. Mine's not. So Fountain Square finally has its fountain on. Pretty cool. Super loud. We've done the bank, now we're back to the embassy on the bus, and we've picked up some stragglers, a new Swedish couple. Woo! So it is 11 o'clock, been to the embassy again today, even though it's not open today. We managed to get in with our dude, Ted, and well, Amund's got his visa, which is great news, and the Swedish couple have got their visa, which is great news. I still haven't got my visa yet, but I've stressed the importance and that we're getting the ferry tomorrow, and apparently if I call back at 3 he should receive the confirmation, he says, so see what happens at 3 o'clock. Almost nothing has happened today. Got the phone back. Now we're in a supermarket looking for noodles when we cycle over Kazakhstan, because we need to take several days worth of food, because there won't be villages and towns. Well, they're about 60 kilometres apart. Each like shop in the town is about 100 kilometres apart, so it's not sure we'll always be able to get food, I guess. So gotta find some cheap noodles. 12 packs of noodles. That's breakfast, lunch and dinner for 4 days. I think that's enough noodles. And there's the repair to the tent pole that hopefully will hold while I use the tent, because that is the top part of the tent. It's 11:30 at night, and I'm cleaning and taping the bike. Not really sure why I'm doing this, but basically it's quite hard to see. This is where the alt lid bags clip onto the rack. and what happens over time is it scratches the paint off, and so the metal underneath is exposed. And I've covered that there so that the metal doesn't peel away anymore and doesn't like rust. And you can't really tell because the frame is actually black, but I've coated all of this in black tape as well, because there was loads of chunks missing out of this and scrapes where the metal was exposed there. I've then just done it on other areas of the bike to try and stop the chips and that rusting, and basically again done the same on the front rack. I think I'm just doing it for the sake of it really, but it's actually making me feel a lot more comfortable, like I'm doing something proactive to protect the bike, I guess. And the handlebar tape that I put on the other day, although it's blue and not brown, it is amazing. Look how thick it is compared to the handlebars. There's the handlebars there, and there's the tape. It's so comfortable. It's the 30th of June, just trying to work out if it's day 90 or not. Alan's being absolutely no help at all, just laughing at the idea that I try and keep track of the days. But it's that time again of the morning, or of the day, where we stroll along to the Uzbekistan embassy and hope that they may have a visa for me. Hammond again is finding this hilarious because he's got his already. Fantastic. So just left the embassy. The official suggested that I go. Ted suggested that I pick the visa up in Almaty. I tried to explain to him that Almaty is on the other side of Kazakhstan, and that I was going from Kazakhstan back to Kazakhstan straight into Uzbekistan. Go to Almaty, I'd have to fly there to get the visa, and that would be going to the other side of Kazakhstan to get the visa to go back to the other side of Kazakhstan to enter Uzbekistan. That's just ridiculous. He told me he knew where Almaty was, even though I explained how ridiculous that idea was. But he's told me now I go to the bank, pay the fee, come back, and I should have the visa. So he didn't, I mean, he tried to ring someone to confirm that I could have the visa. It didn't seem like he spoke to anybody on the phone. He's almost just decided now he's going to give it to me. I don't know, I don't even understand how this process works. Been to the bank, paid the visa fee, now I'm on the way back to the embassy before it shuts at 12, which is half an hour. They open again in the afternoon, but it's a Friday, and I know my luck, they'll be closed for the afternoon if I don't get there. So I've got half an hour to get across, back to the embassy, show them a receipt, and hopefully get the visa. So, I have the visa, which is great news, but it was never going to be that easy. Because you put the wrong date on the visa, you put me entering 10 days later than I am, and he's crossed it out with a pen, written the right date, and then just signed next to it. I do not imagine that that is going to get me into the country on time at all. There is no way they are going to accept that. Handwriting over a visa in a passport. But there's nothing else he'll do about it. He won't print a new one out. He refuses to. Incredibly exciting day cleaning the tent and finding where I've made the repairs, and maybe actually gluing some of the tent material spare sheets that I've got onto the tent. I've got a couple of like spare patches somewhere. Yeah, I've got like pieces of fabric I could try and glue to the tent to properly fix it. So that one's for there, and that grey bit is for the material that covers the tent pole. So I'll give a good clean to the tent and then try and glue them in place. Not too shabby, that repair. It's about that big. There was a piece of duct tape there. I've put the tent material over it. The rip's only about that long, but that's worked out quite well.